Good day, I am Melody Manzanilla Pizon from A1C, and I am here to present to you my comparative matrix of sole proprietorship, partnership, and corporation. For aspects, we have definition, owners, advantages, disadvantages, taxation, corporate maintenance, legal requirements, self-employment tax, and accounting method. For sole proprietorship, a sole proprietorship, also known as individual entrepreneurship, sole trader, or simply proprietorship, is a type of an unincorporated entity that is owned by one individual only. It is also the simplest legal form of a business entity. For its owners, it is owned by one person, which we call single or sole proprietor. For advantages, it is easy to form because in a small amount of capital, you can easily form your business. It has no special taxes. The owner has the full control and ownership stake, and the owner is also the sole receiver of the profit. And last, we have it is easy of dissolving. Next is the disadvantages. First, we have unlimited liability. The liability of the business could be extended to the liability of the owner. It has limited life, limited source of fund, and there is no separate legal entity than the owner. For taxation, owner reports profit or loss on his or her personal tax returns. For corporate maintenance, there is no formal corporate maintenance required. For legal requirements, it should be registered with the Department of Trade or DTI, and the owner should obtain a mayor permit or a business permit. For self-employment tax, yes, a sole proprietorship self-employment tax. For accounting method, any method that clearly reflects income could be used in a sole proprietorship business. And charitable contribution, generally 50% limitation. Next is our partnership definition, a legal relation existing between two or more persons contractually associated as joint principals in a business. For owners, two or more persons can bind themselves to contribute resources to a common fund for a profit, and we call them partners. For advantages, it is also easy of formation. It has joint resources, less government supervision, and tax exemptions for GPP. Next is our disadvantages. It is also unlimited liability. It's mutual agency, consensual, limited life, and it is not transferable to heirs unless expressly stipulated. For our taxation, owner or partners reports profit or loss on his or her personal tax returns. Corporate maintenance, general partners can raise cash without involving outside investors in management of their business. Legal requirements, we have registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, obtain a mayor's or business permit, register with the Social Security System, register with the PhilHealth or Philippine Health Insurance Corporation, and register with the Home Development Mutual Fund or Pag-ibig Fund. You should register, the partnership should register to SSS PhilHealth and Pag-ibig Fund if they have employees. Next, self-employment tax, yes, if general partner, generally no if limited partner only. For accounting method, any applicable method could be used. Cannot use cash method if partnership is a tax shelter or has a corporation as a partner. And last, we have charitable contribution, generally 50% limitation at partner level. For our corporation, a company or group of people authorized to act as a single entity, legally a person, and recognized as such in law. Owners, formal business organization is composed of 5 or more owners, which we called incorporators. Advantages. It has limited liability of shareholders. The liability of the business cannot extend to its shareholders. Transferability of shares. shares could be transferred to anyone, continued life existence, greater source of funds because it is a bigger business and a bigger profit could be earned from it. So it is a greater source of fund. And it has a power of succession and 50 years renewable. For disadvantages, we have complicated information and operation. It has centralized management. It has heavier income tax and a great degree of government control and supervision. For taxation, owners can split corporate profit among owners and corporation, paying lower overall tax rate. Separate taxable entity and fringe benefits can be deducted as business expense. For corporate maintenance, shares of stock may be sold to raise capital. Meetings are required to maintain their corporate status. For legal requirements, we have register with the SEC, obtain a mayor's or business permit, register with the SSS, PhilHealth, and Pag-ibig Fund. Self-employment tax, no, since payment for services is in the form of wages. Accounting method, any applicable method, cannot use cash method of partnership as a tax shelter or has a corporation as a part. Charitable contribution, generally 10% limitation. And last, we have the journal article summary and insights. And last, we have the journal article summary and insights. Title, does the legal form matter for firm performance in MENA region? For variables, we have dependent and independent variables. For dependent variables, we have firm performance, which is the annual sales growth and the annual productivity growth. For independent variables, we have the legal form or status, open share holding company, closed shareholding company, partnership, limited partnership, and holding sole proprietorship. So these are my insights. The analysis shows that open shareholding, closed shareholding company, medium and large companies, partnership and limited partnership companies demonstrate an advantage of annual sales and productivity growth rates. It shows that private foreign ownership engaging in exporting activities, the usage of the web to communicate with the clients or suppliers, the full-time workers, and female participation in ownership all positively affect the annual sales growth and annual productivity growth. So, all of this positively affect the annual sales growth and annual productivity growth rates. While the firm's age naman anticipated positive effect also on annual sales growth, but it is bounded to a certain age. While the skilled production workers and the effect of corruption, firm age and firm size fails to provide robust results and shows a negative effect on annual sales and productivity growth. So compared to a sole proprietorship, it shows that bigger businesses such as open shareholding company, closed shareholding company, medium and large companies, partnership and limited partnership companies have more advantage to grow and to earn more profit due to some activities that they do in their business. So this is a table, and the table shows the effect of every aspect to annual sales growth and annual productivity growth. For the aspects, we have exporting activities. Exporting activities positively affect the annual sales growth by 5.5% and the annual productivity growth by 3.1%. The female participation in partnership positively affect the annual sales growth by 5.6% and 2.4% for annual productivity growth. For the firm's age, it positively affects the annual sales growth by 1.37% and 3.89% for the annual productivity growth. For the usage of web to communicate with clients or suppliers, it positively affects the annual sales growth by 25.82% and 24.08% for the annual productivity growth. For practicing the informal sectors, it negatively affects the sales growth or the annual sales growth by negative 0.47%, and it also negatively affects the annual productivity growth by 0.63%. The female ownership positively affect the annual sales growth by 0.4% and 0.51% for the annual productivity growth. And that would be all for our journal article summary insight and our comparative matrix on forms of business organization. Thank you.